Hello, everyone. This is Duran's Healing, and welcome to tonight's Healing Circle. For those of you who are new here, welcome to my channel, where I provide weekly energetic updates for the collective. And for starters, I would like to say thank you all for contributing your energy to the Healing Circle. And the reason why I started this channel was to provide a fire that blazed so bright, whether it be virtual or digital, as a space for other healers to come to. And as we continue to grow, as you all continue to share and contribute your energy to this healing circle, it allows this fire or the energies to blaze more brighter. And it makes me feel so grateful that you all are resonating with these messages by showing your likes and your comments and subscriptions. I'm so grateful and I appreciate you all for joining in and listening to the messages. And with that being said, let's get right into the messages. And the message that's speaking the loudest, it speaks to a unique position that the other side or your ancestor team are bringing attention to. And it has to do with the fact that you may be having some degree of confusion that is left in the spirit world or on the spiritual side of things. Something is puzzling you around mental health. Something is puzzling you around issues that are prevalent in your world that has come to your attention and you cannot ignore it. But somehow this energy is reaffirming your creativity, bringing a louder message in how you're able to solve this issue. This suggests that you should lean on alternative ways, other mechanisms to solve the issues that are being presented in front of you, because you do have the capacity. Not only that, you have an ample amount of support that has been given to you by way of your birthright to be able to solve whatever issue that comes towards you, whatever puzzle that may be riddling you. And this also speaks to another component to what your spirit guide is lending the message to, and is grounding this. What this suggests to me is that there may be a quietness or a silencing or an issue that you may be trying to handle on your own, in the corridors, within yourself, as if you are a philosopher, a sociologist, mapping together certain remedies to try to offer some version of solution without people knowing, without outside influences. However, the higher energy is telling you to bring it to the forefront. It's time to come home, because there is a community here that may be dealing with the same thing, a community around you that can resonate with you. Because what I can see here, there may be a lot of other people who are suffering from this issue, and there are a lot of other people who are trying to put together the pieces as well. Issues that you might not even have thought of. This is also affirming what it truly means to be a healer. If you get away from the notion that a healer is only a person to provide messages and relay information, this will suit you better. Because a part of being a healer comes with figuring out complex issues that riddle this planet, that riddle the very people that are closest to you. In your family, problems that are arising, and you, by way of your isolation or extracting yourself from the closeness of the people that have may potentially cause you some degree of trauma. This has given you the opportunity for healing, clarity, insight in a way that you can now look at the situation on a higher scale, on a higher level, with more thought, with more insight, without being so attached to the story. This is where your brilliance is. This is where your light shines. This is what gives you your ability to keep going. And it's rooted in the earth. Meaning that you are the quintessential essence of what this planet embodies. Mother Earth, embracing everyone, holding everyone no matter what their issues are. Giving them a sense of belonging, giving them a sense of affirmation. And not only that, it goes a bit deeper because a part of you is wrapped up in your story. And a part of being a healer is being a historian, documenting the history of the experiences of not only yourself, but the very people who impacted you the most, that pulled on you to the point that you had to connect with them. You had to do something for them one way or the other. This impact is indicative of you documenting the story of what happened, placing you in a very pivotal position to be able to provide much healing to yourself, much healing to you on your journey. Because if it had not been for the challenges that you have gone through, you wouldn't have sparked on this quest of personal healing, giving you a deeper relationship of what it means to embark on the other side of things, the otherworldly wisdom that you have can be given a sense of token, can be given a award for you to acknowledge your place in the community, because you know if it had not been for your community, you would not be where you are today. And this comes with a degree of challenges, because your obstacle stone is presented itself here. You may have been in isolation. You may have felt alone. You may have felt ostracized, as if you weren't a part of a community. However, you get to re-narrate your story. You get the opportunity to change the trajectory of what your trauma has done to you, creating a different lens, a different perspective, so that others who have gone through or are going through what you've been through can be the person that you've always longed for, can be a safe space or a safe haven that you wished you had when you were going through that very same thing. This is a call to action. No longer being a victim, but being a conqueror. This is what you know to be true. This is what is within your bones. This is the history of it all. And your ancestor stone is kicking in here to reaffirm that message. And not only that, it's to reaffirm your authenticity throughout this whole entire process. The fact that you stayed true to you, regardless of what it came with. And I can understand that part of the story. Because it's painful. It can be painful to experience this or to go through something like this. But you didn't allow it to change you to the point where you gave up on yourself. Instead, you leaned into who you were and stayed firm and allowed the transition to happen for the sake of your healing, for the sake of you breaking down generational curses that have wounded your family that you saw very clearly. But you stopped it. You stopped it in your tracks, in its tracks. And all of this is a lot. And before I move forward, I can see the stone that's representing you is facing up, which lets me know that even though you understand it all, you're still human. You're still going through a human experience, no matter how spiritual that you are. And feeling the weight and the responsibility of healing and being a healer. You have yet to find the proper people to fully grasp what you have gone through. However, even in the midst of you feeling like a deer caught in headlights, you are above. You made it above all of this energy. But you can feel it at the core of you. Feel it right underneath your back, on your lower body. Lets me know that even when you tried to remove yourself, you were still connected. Meaning that this energy has a higher purpose, and you will never be able to get away from it in that way. Whether it boggles you down in your mind, whether you still have family, nieces and nephews that you know are going through the very same thing that you have undergone. There's something within you that will not allow them to go off by the wayside. You've learned more. You've gained so much knowledge and wisdom throughout your healing process to the point now that you know better. Even though you cannot remove yourself, you're not allowing it to negatively influence you. You can see the energy for what it is and also pay respect to it because it allowed you to be who you are today. Giving light to your accomplishments, giving light to all the things that you have endured. Liberating you to the point that you are indeed free. You've made it to the wild side of life, granting it all to your heart, granting it all to your ability to see exactly how spirit moves and how spirit works and how all of this means, or what this all really means in the larger scheme of things, placing you in a different position. The philosopher, the thought-provoking, conscious creator of your time, narrating a different healing story. If you were in a different time, or we were in a different time, you would be Aristotle, Plato, Socrates, the genius, explaining to the world how human behavior and human development works in this new age, in this new paradigm, in modernity. In order for this to take fruition, you must take ownership of that, of your role, aligning yourself with being healing, with being a person that's supposed to wash this paradigm with a new consciousness, with a new perspective of how intimate relation truly impacts the psyche and the core of a human being. Because this has been your journey. This has given you the visibility to stand in your power, in your authenticity, granting you a new version of what it means to feel at home. This is not the old home you came from. You are creating a new version of homecoming for yourself, allowing others to have the space to grieve, to mourn, to work out their own issues, because you see the healer in them. This is a story of a survivor. This is a story of a warrior or a champion, reinventing what it means to be a healer in this paradigm. Period. Wow, you guys. This energy was so moving. I didn't even take the opportunity to pull cards for a higher messages, because your energy is so powerful and is in alignment with the flow of the cosmos, that nothing is stopping you. You're where you're supposed to be, doing what you're supposed to do, with whom you're supposed to be doing it with. There's no stopping you now, because this energy is true and is pure. Very powerful messages, you guys. Very powerful energy. And I can tell you all have been contributing your energy, whether this has been through a like or a comment or a subscription. You guys have been contributing to this healing circle, because this fire is blazing so bright. And I will still pull some higher messages, even though the messages were very potent. I would attempt to shift this very powerful energy to pull some higher messages, to see what other messages this higher energy would like for me to be a catalyst for. What other messages the higher energy would like for me to share with the collective? Okay, of course the card will fail. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. Okay, clear out space. Okay, give me 1 second. The cards that came out were create silence, listener, and feeling energy. By way of you creating silence, you have also became a listener. Not just to people, but you have granted yourself a higher degree of leverage to be able to listen to the higher energies, the frequency of this paradigm, of this cosmos, taking quantum leaps throughout dimensions, causing you to feel all sorts of things. You may have done this unbeknownst to yourself. You may not have realized the power of you silencing the noise from the outside, causing you to see or feel the potency of your own energy. This is what negation does. Creating a whole different time zone for yourself. Realizing the power of your frequency to be able to tap into something much more powerful, something much more profound for yourself, and you giving yourself the ability to hone in on that energy. And this has done great things for you. Being a feeler and making sense of what it means to feel. Prior to, you may have been ostracized or talked about a lot because you were too sensitive or you taking things too deeply. It's not that deep. The matter isn't that serious. But for you, it was always serious. You were always serious about the energies that you felt. And now it's starting to make sense because you have created the silence to be able to fully process in your mind, in your body, in your bones, in your soul, aligning you with a much more deeper energy that is in alignment with the cosmos, giving you clarity on the information around you, absorbing otherworldly information, processing it and downloading it in a proper way, validating your experience as a healer, and to be able to give efficient and clear messages to those who are embarking on this journey. Wow. Very powerful message, you guys. I am tapped out. This energy has been so strong. The wave of it all is, I can feel it too. And I'm here to say you're a very powerful person. And your world may look different from those around you, but it is for the community. It is for people who are in need of it. And don't bend. All right, you guys, thank you all for contributing your energy one way or another, keeping this fire blazing. Thank you all for joining me in tonight's healing circle, and I will see you at the next.